Hello beekeepers, my name is Paul Codd from Wexford Wild Valley Honey. Today I'm going to move, this is a nuke hive, there's 6 frame nuke hive that I got from a swarm in the 21st of May. So the queen has been very active, very good. So all the frames are full, and I checked there's larvae in the frames as well. So I want to move this to a bigger box because it's not big enough anymore. There's a couple of queen cups inside the set, on some of the frames too, so they may swarm. But if I move them to a bigger box, they should be happy enough for a while anyway. That's what I'm doing this evening. First of all, I'm going to move the nuke box, just put it here, because this is where the bees will come back to, and we'll put the new box here and then transfer all the frames to the new box. Good bees. In there at all. It's okay, it's good in the grass. This is the new National Brood box. I made it myself, and I brought down some extra frames, because there's only 6 frames in this, and I think it's 10 or 11 in this, so I'll have to put some new frames in this to fill up the box. Put these to the back for a moment. I give a little bit of smoke too, just to keep the bees quiet, hopefully. I do everything as gentle as I can, because bangs on the hive will upset the bees, and upset bees are more inclined to sting you. See, there's a bee there on my hand, and I know he's not going to, or she's not going to sting me, because everybody's happy at the moment. There's a second one, but that might change in a few moments. Just seen as the queen on the crown board. Go to see her. That there. There, so far so good. I don't know if you can see, but see all the bees there. That's the nuke box is full. So it's just a matter of moving one frame at a time and doing it very, very gently. I'm just having a look to see if I can see the queen. There's one queen cup. I see one queen cup there. I'm going to just break that off because I don't want them to swarm. You see it here, it's a queen cup. don't see the queen. That's full of honey. And I might put some undrawn frames in between the new frames and the old frames. Now I can hear those bees there, they're getting a little bit noisier, and that's because they can't smell the queen. They're gone away. They know they're kind of a little bit agitated because they don't smell the queen anymore. Now there's loads of larvae on this, some capped, some not capped. On this side there's some, yeah, some 1 day old larvae, they're only like a couple of millimeters long. It's hard to see them, but when the sunlight's shining on them I can see them. But that's a very good sign when there's larvae and there's capped larvae. Capped, that means that the queen is laying. And good bees. If I see the queen, I might try and catch her just to mark her with the yellow pen, so I will see her in the future. That bit easier. You can see all the bees there kind of, because this is where the hive was. They don't really go on site. It's more, it's not like it's where the hive was positioned, as opposed to what the hive looks like. Because even though the hive is here, they don't recognize it. This is where they were beforehand, so this is where they're going back. Yeah, there's more capped larvae, more larvae on this side. There's a couple of bigger cells down now. Maybe they're only drone cells, but there's a bee starting to fly in my face now, so they're getting a little bit agitated. Oh, there she is. There's the queen. So I'm going to try and catch her now and put a little yellow mark on her. I hope I don't upset everybody by doing that. Or maybe I'll just do it without catching her. She was here a second ago, but I don't see her now. Maybe she's on the other side. Oh, there she is. She was there a second ago and I took my eye off her and I don't see her anymore. Even that little bang might have scared her away. Try again. Oh, here she is. have her. And she might get a bit agitated and just stuck in this, but I won't keep her too long. Let's bring her over and show her to you. There she is, that's her in the middle. There's two worker bees. And now you see she's marked. So that'll mark her for 2022, because yellow is that for this year. And the first thing I'm going to do is let her back in here, because I want her to definitely go in here to make sure the rest of them come. So I just gently let her. Oh, she's back. Now I'll move all you guys over. You stay there, Queen, now, and be good. Yeah, you okay? The rest of the bees are looking at her. Maybe they smell the marker on her, but it's okay. They're not fighting her. I want to be very careful not to squeeze her, to squash her when I'm putting in the rest of the frames. Yeah, there's larvae in here too, and honey. It's all good. And the reason I'm putting in empty frames is because I want them to draw out these frames, but also to fill up the this box, because it's much bigger than the nuke box. Oops, sorry, bee, you squashed you. Yeah, there's larvae in this one as well. And there's a drone cell, a drone. That's a drone bee, that's a male bee, if you can see him here. He's bigger. He can't sting you, his only purpose is to mate. These bees here are actually calling back the rest of the bees because they know something's going on, so they have their bums up in the air. But they'll soon realise the queen is not here, and they'll all start coming here. And there's larvae on this one as well. I thought this might just be reserves, because usually the frames on the outside of the box are more like honey reserves and pollen reserves. But I can see larvae here as well, and some pollen and honey around the outside. You can see that there. There's honey around the outside here, and there's larvae in here. And it's a little bit of pollen as well for feed. There's larvae in here. This is honey, and that's pollen. And that's a bee. One more frame in the front because there's a bit of space there, and if I leave that space there in the front of the hive, they will literally fill it with honeycomb and join this frame to the side of the front of the box, which I don't really want. Now it's about 7 o'clock in the evening here in Wexford in Ireland, so it's the sun is starting to go down, but it's in the sunshine here, so it's still very warm. And also the bees seem to be more relaxed this time of the evening. You know, in the middle of the day in the bright sunshine when it's really hot, they get a little bit like all of us. They get, you know, it's just too hot and a little bit tiresome or agitated. So I found that if you do it in the evening time, they seem to be that bit more relaxed. There's 2 of them on my hand here, but they're all in good form, so they're not, well, they haven't stung me yet. I don't want to jinx myself by saying that they haven't, but they're in good form at the moment. And these bees here now are starting to call the rest of them, and these ones down here are getting a little bit confused because they know there's not this, they're missing the queen. And they're starting to scurry around inside because they know the queen is not there anymore. So even if I just leave that box there, they will migrate from here to here, or I can just shake them in. But I don't think there's any need to shake them in because, you know, it upsets the bees sometimes when you shake them in. Actually, I will give them, some of them, one quick shaking. I'm just speeding the process up because it takes them a while for these bees to realise to find their way over here, even though it's only a short distance. Now we'll put the crown board on. Push you another way so I don't squash you. Please. Oh. And there's one bee at the front of my mask trying to get into me to sting me, but that's to be expected. So you can probably see all the activity here now at the front, and the bees have their bums up in the air, and they're going back to where where this hive used to be. And especially this time in the evening when it's, you know, it is evening time and they're starting to settle down when the bees are starting to settle down for the night, they will migrate very quickly over to here to, you know, to go inside to settle down for the night. But I'll just give them just to encourage them. I'll just knock the ones that are still in here. And if I leave this box here, the rest of them will find their way over here from the nuke box into the new brood box. So, job done. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe.